And just like that, we're back again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. We're back again, and you're already staticking, and you disappeared off the screen.
Oh, I was trying to mess with the camera. It's weird I can't see myself, but that's all right. I don't care.
I don't know why instantly when we start recording, your audio starts to be shit.
Because I don't pay for it, so they want me to, like, suffer.
Now you're really loud with that thing in the background vibrating.
Oh, I can turn it off. Hold on.
That'd probably be the best thing to do.
I didn't want to freeze for my art.
It's still making that noise. I don't know what it is. Weird.
It's silent here.
I don't know. So for anyone listening, we are Seems Sus. I'm Brandon. This is Ed. Welcome back.
Hi.
We are apologizing for not doing an episode last week. I know everyone is very upset that we didn't do one last week. So
were they?
Maybe, I don't know.
I just shit.
I think
shit up.
No, I'm willing it into the ether.
Oh, all right.
Like people were upset, therefore they were upset. But he says he was very upset. Derek.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, there's comments. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Derek.
So here's the thing. Ed was a little sus himself because he didn't even let me know that he was not going to be in town until it was too late. And then,
yep.
I think you're compromised.
I feel like you could have done it without me.
I could have done it without you, but it wouldn't have been the same.
You just talk to yourself all the time. That's kind of what autistic people do.
Well, I'm not autistic.
All right.
I guess I could be. I don't know.
Not in that way. Not like I'm talking about like special talent kind. Not like, I don't know how to say this without being insulting. There's different forms of it actually. Like X-Men, they're all autistic and different.
They're mutants.
Because they naturally were that way. It wasn't like, and then they started making them. They're like, oh, let's make mutants now. Versus like the natural born ones that were different than everyone else.
That's okay. Well, we're going to switch topics so you don't keep digging a hole.
Get flagged.
So basically, we said we're going to do an episode about the Black-Eyed Kids, and here's the truth about the Black-Eyed Kids from everything that I researched. It was literally just an internet thing that started in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I've never found anything conclusive for anyone that actually claims that they've seen them. As more along the lines of a creepypasta before it was called creepypasta. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time looking into the Black-Eyed Kids because unless someone's out there listening that's ever seen one, it seems to just be an internet myth. So that is the sus part about it. The sus part is I don't know of anyone that's ever really come across it from other than just internet stories.
And you said this came out in the 90s, correct?
The late 90s, 1999 and early 2000s. It was like an internet thing. Before there was memes, there was something, before there was creepypastas, just the stories that people were posting on like their old Angel Fire pages or whatever. And pre-dawn social media. But
like the, what do you call those? The mythical urban legend things.
Urban legends, yes. So we're not going to spend much more time on that because at the end of the day, I could not find anything conclusive worthy of talking about other than people just claiming that it was out there. But what we are going to talk about, there's been a lot of things going on here that's very sussy lately. So partially why I held off on doing a show last week, because I know there's things that happened that you really wanted to talk about too. And we're going to blow the whole thing open on redacted accountability. For anyone that's not understanding what a redacted accountability is referencing, we're going to talk about the island of misfit toys and how good old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Epstein was files have been released and a lot of it's been covered up and redacted in the sense of They've covered up the people's names with these black marks. And there's no accountability for anyone that's done any sort of the heinous crimes that have happened out there. And the FBI has literally came out and said that there was no proof or evidence that he was even trafficking children. Okay.
Right.
So, I have not obviously spent very much time looking through these emails. I've seen what's been shared. I've seen things that's been posted. I've seen both sides flipping out over it. What is your hot take right now?
Well, as I've been saying, and I posted on my stories, is that a lot of people owe their conspiracy friends an apology.
Yes.
And I feel like they have not done it themselves, apologize, and they're using this brand new information as though they're in the now, in the know, but not remembering all those people that sounded crazy before. Now, truth be told, it was a stretch. It's like, and I don't like the government or any forms of it. And it's for people to say, like, well, these are people we trust and our vote matters. And, like, I'm going to argue with you because you should vote and your voice means everything. And I'm like, well, how do you feel now? Like, it just sounds crazy, but it came out. And it's like, now it's kind of commonplace to, well, not commonplace. It's a shocker for most people that don't believe in that stuff. And I don't think none of them had, I'm sure there's some people that still kind of like in disbelief or not really sure.
Do you think that the people that have had this epiphany that this is true all of a sudden, how do they feel in the sense that it's almost like a slap to their face? Because I listened to a show that is very left leaning, and they were 100% saying that this was all fake. Like, they didn't believe that there was like the pizza thing or whatever. They all just thought that was like a QAnon myth. And then now that the things are out there, they had to come out and say that, you know what? We're probably wrong for the amount of things that were being mentioned with pizza that just don't seem to make any sense. And apparently there's stuff even referencing beef jerky. And they said, I'm not laughing because of the situation. I'm just laughing at the stupidity that everyone laughed at everyone else for believing in this stuff. And now the people that are so against it have come out and said that, you know what, we were probably wrong and there probably is some truth to this.
I haven't heard apologies like that, but yeah.
There was no apology. It was just them saying that, you know what, we were probably wrong.
I haven't heard anybody say that, but I'm assuming some have. Hello, local legends, Barton Moran. Long name.
So I look at it as people that laughed at everyone else and called us all crazy conspiracy theorists and all sorts of things. If this was the tip of the iceberg for some people, what else has gone on that was also true that they don't want to acknowledge? Because this is almost like I don't know the proper term to use this, but this is like the awakening for some people. Now, a lot of us have already been awake, and I'm not saying woke movement, but like awake in the sense that we knew there was some screwed up stuff going on, and you all called us crazy conspiracy people. And I'm not saying that we're not all crazy conspiracy people, because there's a lot of crazy conspiracy people out there that have some weird, crazy fucking ideas. But there's some truth behind some of it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. People can write off the fact that this thing never happened. Clearly some shit did go on, and there's no accountability being held to anyone that actually was involved in it. Out of all of the people, and they're covering the names up and everything else that they've done for these cover, like the blacking out, why is there no one being held any sort of responsibility for it? One person got arrested, which I laugh at her name because her name is Jizz. Like that's what they refer to her. Maxwell.
Is that how they say it? I thought it was Ghislaine.
I keep hearing people call her, unless they're just doing it to be funny, but it's like Ghislaine Maxwell. Well, they keep referring to her as, and I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but if it is, it's even more funny. But like, people don't understand that, like, why did she get arrested if the FBI says nothing actually happened? What's she in trouble for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why does she look different in her recent mugshot? Like almost like an Asian lady, like dressed up. She does not look the same. You ever notice that?
Well, they did move her on into a new facility where she's apparently being treated very well. Convenient.
But she looks different. You would think like she'd be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but she looks different.
I don't know. I've seen that she'll only testify if she's pardoned. I can't imagine what's that going to do to certain people's bases if someone pardons her. Because that goes against the whole thing in the first place. Again, both sides, it's funny because the right side was all about these files 6 years ago. When you and I first started talking about a lot of this stuff, we talked about an evil cabal that children, like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say the words, but we know. And that's what got this whole concept of this show started in the first place, why I do Tinfoil Tales, because we talked about a lot of the stuff that was going on in early 2000 when we were in the middle of lockdown because we couldn't be doing anything besides be essential workers, wearing our mask and avoiding everyone in like April because the world was shut down.
2020. You said early 2000s. I'm like, I didn't know you that long.
2020.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so 2020, when the world went crazy and all this stuff was going on, and people were laughing and saying that the stuff like this wasn't true, and we're all just crazy people, basically. But look now, 6 years later, and look at how much more stuff has come out that's been true. So again, where's our apologies?
So, do you think QAnon is real? The whole movement. You don't think that's real?
I think it was influenced by real stuff, but I don't think that person is actually an inside person. I think I think the idea is being used, and I think there was some influence to it. I think the movement now has been hijacked.
Sure.
Which is funny. It's funny because if you were actually looked more further into this stuff, that all started on 4chan. Guess who also had ties to 4chan?
Epstein?
Yes.
Oh, well.
And after the whole pizza thing come out, he started using the words pizza a lot more blatantly. So a lot of people are now thinking that, yes, Pizzagate may have been real, but he also exploited it to make it seem even worse in his emails as a joke, because that was a sense of humor he had.
I just feel like, I know he sounds like the most ultimate evildoer of all time, but it's like, how could he have his hands in everything? Even that. You know, like, unless he just had the tentacles and the networks to have people do it for him. But it's, like, so weird how he doesn't seem like that smart of a guy. I mean, he's rich and everything, but it's all dirty money. But, kind of like everybody thought Mr. Bill Gates was such a brilliant guy, but he can't even fix his own computers. But I don't believe Bill Gates was ever a genius. I think that was just money given to him. He's a trust fund kid from his parents that were part of the pharmaceutical company, I believe. So they just kind of made up a genius thing for him to do, and I don't really think he's that smart.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Patty Ray said, we lack the imagination of what these guys could have done. I'm glad that a lot of us lack the imagination of what they could have done, because that just means we're sick fucks like they are.
No, so we can't lack imagination. I guess we can't comprehend what have they done. The sleeper must awaken. A cult. Yeah, I think they had to slowly drop it in that way, because you can't just drop shit on here onto people like instantly and be like, look what happened, and then a lot of people's lives fall apart if they haven't already. I mean, we already had to go through the 2020 thing, and a lot of people's morale of life went down considerably.
Yeah.
So just keep smacking them while they're down is the kind of mentality they go for.
And as per usual, I forgot to hit record, so I'll have to record this after the live stream.
You need to make a note, man. Like,
I do. I really do.
Just a sticky note.
Yeah, I know. This is like the third time. We've had 6 episodes, and half of the episodes I forget to record.
So is it safe Nowadays, people can talk about QAnon without getting disowned by their family and friends. Now, isn't that strange? Strange times.
Well, I still think you're going to get disowned because people still hate Trump.
Well,
So if you're a QAnon believer, then you believe he's the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and I don't believe that.
I don't know where. Again, I don't follow him and understand where his part came into play. I don't understand all that unless he's a time traveler, like that old book said. But that's another rabbit hole thing.
Depending on which way you're looking, some people claim that they have done a whole lot of redacting of his name out of those files, but yet he's been in there more than anyone else, which is strange in this first place. But again, if they redacted it, just think about how many they actually didn't remove that they left in there. If he was really mentioned in there a million times, I don't believe he was mentioned a million fucking times, but
People want to believe that. And like, why would somebody turn themselves in? It's like, here's the files that I'm totally in. I'm gonna.
well, it's because he flip flopped. He preached it, and then all of a sudden he didn't want it done, and then all of a sudden
That's what.
it doesn't make any sort of sense.
It's a mind game. Then it's a mind game at this point.
And then the only person that's really harping against everyone is Tom Macy. And all of a sudden now he's like public enemy number one because he wants the people's names completely exposed. And everyone's like giving him a bunch of crap about it in politics because he won't let it rest.
I mean, let's be honest though.
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, well, right, but most of the memes are saying, if the government could truly fall apart, if they knew what's in there and who's behind it, it would just fall apart. And I'm like, good. Didn't help us anyway. I mean, look how long it took Flint to get nice water. 10 years.
Do they even have water yet?
They finally got it after 10 years of protesting. 10 years, or it was 8 or 10, basically a year too long. 1 year too long.
The whole Flint thing happened when Obama was president. And Black Lives Matter started when Ferguson happened. And that's the whole Black Lives Matter stuff happened when Obama was president. But for some reason, if you listen to certain people on that party side, they blame all that on the orange guy. But if anyone follows history, that president, he also did more deportations than the Agent of Orange. And he's also bombed more countries. But again, we don't bring any of that up because it doesn't follow the agenda that gets pushed out to everyone. It depends on which version of the news you're looking at, or it depends on who owns for certain things, because everyone owns the media. And it depends on which person owns it of what they believe into, because if they're a left winger or a right winger, you're only going to see the stories that it gets propagated by whatever they want to be pushed.
I mean, that reminds me of the flip-flopping going on, because again, I don't try to pay attention to the news. I just remember, like, he caught Obama, and then they're like, all right, let's just throw him in the ocean. Because everybody was asking for his
body.
Not his body. They're asking for Obama's like birth certificate, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't believe he was American, and all of a sudden he caught Obama at around that time, and then, oh, we don't need his body. I'm like, what kind of who writes this shitty plot? I mean, it was so weird. Like, I didn't care. I just knew like 2008 was not a good time for a lot of people, and here are all these distractions and bullshit, and I'm like, it never ends. It's like ping pong.
I don't know if you noticed my screen flickering, but maybe we're pissing people off again, because every time we start talking about certain things, I have issues with my computer, and all of a sudden my computer over here, this one screen just flicked off.
Just don't use the real names.
Yeah. I think like that's why I refer to Agent Orange and everything else, because
yeah, but like, you said the other guy's real name.
Wow, Osama bin Laden.
No, the
Obama.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. We gotta give him a nickname. I don't know.
I don't know, because I'm sure if we give him a nickname, people would turn that against us and say
no. Like, do we call him the terrorist catcher, Presidente?
Yeah, El Presidente. So the other thing that happened, which I don't know. The whole thing I think was, and this is not me thinking it was funny in the sense of funny, but the post that everyone got mad about because they had the faces on like apes, and that blew out of proportion.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
But the whole video, like all of their faces were on animals, but somehow that was on like it. I don't know. I thought that was strange in the first place, and then he had to come out and delete it, which I thought was weird that of all people he would delete something like that. That was odd because he's not the type of person that says I'm sorry.
They really do some stupid shit. Like, at first you're trying to clean up his image, and then, I mean, I know he doesn't like back down what he says. He just says what he wants, which is like, again, we're all used to prim and proper. Is that a word? Prim and proper, like candidates to represent us. That they have to be well spoken and educated, and here you got this crazy business guy saying what the hell he wants. I'm like, I never watched his TV show, right? So I don't know how he acted on the show. Like, did he act the same? Anybody know?
I don't know.
I didn't care. I'm like, how come that guy has a TV show and then now he's trying to run for office? I'm like, what the hell's going on? I just found that weird. It's still, that's why I can't get down with him. I think it's strange that he had a TV show and now people hate him.
Ronald Reagan was an actor before he became a president.
Yeah, that was weird too. I mean,
I think they're all actors.
Well, that's what well, it has to be, because how could somebody who was in Hollywood just suddenly like climb the ranks? I know like Schwarzenegger became governor, but that didn't last long, and people didn't like it because he wasn't like American completely.
I can't say anything bad about Hollywood because I have Hollywood connections right now, so I might be tainted at this point.
It might be a different Hollywood, because Hollywood's different nowadays.
Holly weird.
Like, I watched I know it's unrelated. I watched like Wolverine, like, okay, the Super Bowl, right? I didn't even watch the single. I don't even know who won. And I didn't care because at this point, when I watched it last year, I felt like it was rigged. Even though I don't watch football, I just, as an outsider, I'm like, there's no way this team is that perfect. Anyway, so I watched Wolverine and Deadpool. I never seen it. It was on Disney Plus, which is strange. It's a rated R, horribly graphic with language kind of movie on Disney. Anyway. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm staring at. Like, they could be walking. The whole movie looked green screen completely, CGI. And so, I don't know where I was getting to, but I just feel like that's Hollywood right there. It's literally
fake.
green screen. It's green screen, and people's faces have been added on bodies, and yeah, it's fake. Like, that's why I don't really like Hollywood movies as much. I mean, well, aside from the one that you were in, that was a different one. That was something different. That was fresh. Some of it was kind of goofy, but it was different. I liked it because it was different. It's very.
I don't know. I feel like no matter what goes on in the world, there's always things and there's no accountability for the things that happen. And I feel like the stuff that's happened in the last week, 2 weeks, has came out.
Yeah.
It's almost just another slap in the face of the public. Because here's this. It's still not everything, but this is the last we're going to talk about it. Here's everything. And then what? We just move past it. Oh, here you go. So we're just going to be like, yep, that shit happened, but no one's going to be held responsible for it except for that one person that's sitting in jail right now who's in fancy jail. Does that make any sort of sense? We're going to cover up the names of people except for Mr. Herpy Face Bill Gates because he liked Russian girls and then tried to inject his wife with antibiotics. So the guy that Mr. Microsoft himself, now we know why he has the name Microsoft. Here's the true story for anyone listening. He did it out of envy because that's what his nickname in school was. You can figure out the rest. But basically, he wanted to give his wife medicine to protect her from catching the scabies or whatever it is that he had caught, and then was upset that his buddy, which again, why did he need his buddy to get him? That doesn't make any sort of sense. The dude's also out there building these towers and taking all the land and trying to force antibiotics and vaccinations. Like, I know, get flagged for saying that word, but I don't fucking care. On people. Yet he's trying to force it secretly on his wife. That tells you the type of person this is, and we're going to listen to him, the guy that designs computer software that can't protect itself from a virus. He's the end all be all know it all guy of inoculation. No.
I hope this changed his career completely, because some of the shit he said was ridiculous. How he wanted to bring down the population, and that's truth. Like, he's actually known to say that, and I'm like, how dare you? So everything bad coming to him, it's finally, well, I don't know. He's still out there probably talking shit, so I don't know if anything was going to happen to him.
He's got like an arrest warrant out for him in a different country.
Well, I feel like, yeah, that's...
So the other thing is, apparently we don't hear about it because we're sheltered here. There goes my screen. Oh, there it comes back on again. Other countries are holding some of their people that were in those files responsible. They're going after certain people. But here in the great state of, well, I can't say state, the great country of America, we're not going after anyone right now. Here's the thing, and I know people don't understand this. So we're going to break it down into the judicial system, which is also very fucked up, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But I understand why they don't want to give off names if they're actually going to charge those people with something, but the fact that they've come out and said that there was no proof of it in the first place, so there is no more further investigation, then why are you hiding the names? Does that make any sense?
No.
Like, if you're hiding the name, then yeah, you're doing it in case you have evidence against someone. You don't want the name out there so the Joe public like you and I know that person's already been out there and were manipulated by the media telling us this person's guilty because they were involved in this. So they want someone not tainted by the media being pushed out on you of hearing these people's names. That's why you don't release the names. But if they're not actually going from anyone, then why are you not releasing the names in the first place? Especially when you come out and say that there was no wrongdoing or no proof of any sort of wrongdoing anyways, except they have thousands upon thousands of photos of certain people with underage children in these photos that they will not release to the public, which I understand why. But how can you say they aren't doing anything criminal activity wise? See what it doesn't make any sense. How can you say that you have these photos, but then no one was doing anything wrong in these photos, but you can't release these photos because acts were being done in those photos which were against the law? It's an oxymoron. And that is where we're at right now. And that's why society won't accept this, because one thing that we can all agree on, unless you're a fucked up person, is it doesn't matter which side you're on, we don't like chomos.
Right.
Anyone out there that's a chomo, whatever, I don't care if anyone gets upset by me saying this. I think they need their balls cut off, whatever else. I honestly, public beheadings. There you go. Let's go back medieval times. Maybe things would be a little bit different for some sort of accountability, but we don't do that these days. No one's held accountable for the shit that they do if you have enough money. That's the problem. Only poor people.
Yes. I also think, like, the beheadings and the chopping off the, the castrations and, well, I mean, if you're going to apparently do, like, old acts of bowel, how do you say that? You might as well punish people the old way, too, if you're going to start still, like, sacrificing things. And, what's weird is that, like, I was thinking about how, like, you'd always have that weird gothic friend and they like evil, and now it's like you see what true evil is. It's like, are they being posers now? Should they be, like, actually turning the other side and be like, oh my gosh, man, I should...
Did you see the thing that came out from the Satanic Church? Did you send that to me, or did I send it to you, where they made a comment about on Pizza Day? Everyone needs to go get some pizza.
I don't think I've seen that.
It was a post from the Satanic Temple or whatever it was, and it was from 2017, and talking about how everyone needs to go get some pizza. That was right at the height of Pizzagate shit going on. Yeah. Again, strange times. But when you live here in this country, you think that you're right to a fair trial or anything else. And this isn't anything to do with Mr. Club Fed, but everything in this, at least this state, I can't speak for every state, but at least in this state, certain people feel like they're above the law. And this is where I struggle with it. Some people don't get held responsible for certain aspects of their life. So, you know how we live in a society of deadbeat dads.
Yep.
Like, there's also deadbeat moms. There's also, like, whatever. It's not just the dad. There's moms. There's whatever. But in certain situations, some parents get joint custody. Some parents get full custody. Some parents get whatever. And here's what's fucked up. If the court rules that you have visitation rights to your child, but yet you choose not to ever see your child, they are not doing anything wrong, even though it's court ordered that they have these rights to see their child. But just because they don't use those rights to see them, they're not in the wrong standing of the court. But the moment your child doesn't want to go to them after 5 years of never seeing this person before, they have to go. Otherwise, the person that they live with is held responsible for breaking the law. Explain that. Like, that's just really fucked up.
Right.
So you can be a deadbeat piece of shit parent, never look at your kid, never do anything, and that's fine. You can pay $1 a week as long as you're paying something. Doesn't matter if it's the full amount. As long as you attempt to pay something, you're not in contempt. But the moment your child doesn't want to go to an abusive place, emotionally disturbing place or whatever, you can't keep them away from that parent because you can be arrested for contempt. So please explain to me how we give a shit about anyone that's a quote unquote victim when the judicial system does nothing but protect the pieces of shit out there. So we are in a society of pieces of shit. Like, are we swimming in the toilet at this rate? Because that's what it feels like.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
It's clogged. Someone come plunge it, because we need to get rid of all the turds that float around here, because there's plenty of them. And I think they talk about draining the swamp. They need to unclog the shitter. That's the new saying. I'm going to run for president. That's my new slogan.
Unclog the shitter.
Who wants to vote for me?
Yeah. I mean, excuse me.
You want to be my vice president?
What is funny is, like, I wonder how many people are still holding on to the fact that their vote matters now after hearing all this shit. And it's like, you know, I think you got to start fresh somewhere, because at this point, who can you trust? Nobody. And the next election is not going to fix this. Sorry. I don't know if you still believe in any of that shit, but there won't be a next election after these files came out.
When is the last time anyone's life got uprooted completely the moment someone else took over in politics? I know they blame the orange dude for that, but really, whose life has been destroyed? Now, they can blame it on the people that go around and, like, supposedly are kidnapping these underprivileged people that a lot of white people go up there and protest for and get shot over and everything else. But are they actually doing all of that too? Or is it more just stage bullshit?
Green screen.
Like, I think some of that has going on and everything, but, like, I don't believe that people are going out of their way and just brutally doing anything different than what they've always have. Humans in general are pieces of shit. Like, I'm sorry, but as a species, we're terrible. Like, we do nothing but kill each other and kill the world, but here we are.
Right.
And no one can get along by design, and everyone keeps fighting because that's how it's been programmed to be. I'm a white guy. You're not a white guy, Ed, so therefore I should be at war with you because you don't have the same pigmentation in your skin.
You don't talk like I do.
Yeah.
Wait, like, I should have said that. You'll not talk like I do. There we go. That's better.
He's not being racist for the listener out there. He actually is Hispanic.
Yeah, that was a horrible Hispanic impression, but yeah, I am.
Yeah. So for anyone listening, don't come out there with hate and call us white power people like you've done before, because, you know, He's not even white, but there's that.
I haven't seen the comment like that for a long time. That guy was stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm glad he got ran over by a car.
Yeah, this was like a juggalo guy, and like ripping on us for. I won't get into that, but
Yeah.
he
That was,
wasn't. Let's
that
just
was
say he
so,
wasn't the smartest drawer, or knife in the drawer, and here he is,
sharpest
calling
tool in the
us
shed.
exactly. And from what I gather, like that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of mentally, I want to say ill people. I might have brought this up the other day. Is like there's so many mentally broken people that they're ready to just point a finger at everything else. And when it's said and done, if they're not complaining, they're complaining about how their life sucks and they're just depressed and just and not really doing anything about it. Like, go see a therapist. That's what they're for. If you don't believe that, log off the internet and enjoy your life. There are many things aside from social media that you could be doing for yourself.
Go touch
But
grass.
go touch grass. Like, again,
What?
like these people who can't even get their these people who can't get their own act together are trying to tell me how they think the world should be. That doesn't make sense for me to follow somebody who's like just got a little touch of, mental brokenness. And this is everybody. I mean, well, not everybody's this way, but I'm just saying, like, we're all not perfect, but you got all these people blind leading the blind, and they're all mad equally, but then they're just miserable in a lot of ways. Yet I'm not miserable, but you're trying to deflect your misery on me. And how does that make me feel? That makes me not want to be in your shoes and not believe anything you have to say, because your aura is dirty or tainted. Anyway.
I feel like this is probably the point to where people are so, I don't want to say depressed, but I feel like they've come around to the point to where they've accepted the fact that life sucks for them.
Mm.
And maybe they just accept it for what it is, but yet they're still a miserable person. And that person's misery bleeds to other people. And then you see it get pushed off to others in the sense that they don't have any sort of happiness. And I'm not saying that they're a miserable person because they're just miserable, but like maybe something made them that way. But instead of seeing it and trying to fix it, it just gets projected off on everyone else. And then they bring everyone else around them down because they project that misery on other people. And then they
Right.
wonder why no one wants to be around them. Well, you're a miserable person. Like, that negative energy bleeds into everything else that you do, and it causes the negativity around you. If you cut off that negativity, that's what most people do to try and make some more positivity for their own selves, is they try and avoid that situation. And if that person is the negative influence in the negative situation, you cut that off, that person's like, why does everyone hate me? Well, maybe because you've made them hate you.
Right. You hate yourself.
Until you can accept your own self, no one else can accept you.
Well, I find that if you can't love yourself, how can you love others?
I know plenty of people that claim they hate themselves. And
Do
most
they?
people like that. Most people that are that way, though, are kind of struggle to be around sometimes.
Mm.
So again, we have to look within ourselves. I'm not trying to be all philosophical here or preach religion or anything like that to somebody, but you have to become one with yourself. Find that center, channel it, whatever, turn it into positivity. Coming from Mr. Negativity myself, I try not to be a negative Nancy, but at the same time, like, I'm a realist. And it just comes to be that a lot of society is negative, and we're a product of society. But we can make it to where we're not influenced by society if we cut it off.
Hmm.
I'm not saying to go off there and just cut off society by saying, I'm going to start chopping the heads off of everybody, because don't take it in that sense. Don't become Dahmer. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
also,
I just
also
feel
think
like people suck.
they can suck, right? But like, and there are people that I might have brought this up before on another episode that, during the good old 2020 crisis, like it broke a lot of people down to the point that they're just now like malnourished cats that are having a hard time adjusting to like love and positive things because they're ready to just like snap at any moment, and it's just stayed there since. And it could have been there a longer time, but I feel like a lot of people are broken, and that's why like every time the news is up and down, you get this, you think it's positive, and then another negative, and then like it plays with people's emotions that are already battered. Huh.
Do you think that that was a staged thing?
Just the way everybody acted during it. Yes, just
Well,
like
in part of the released files, Mr. Microsoft and Mr. Club Fed, they have emails exchanged where they talked about stuff like this back, I think it was in 2017, about
15,
20, whatever. They're
whatever.
exchanging about
Yeah.
planning stuff like this and how things could go about this and that. That's a little sus to me.
Yep.
And then the guy that is all about it, that come out and said that he wants to give people things for population control, is the leading the way for pushing these injections into people that have mysteriously, a lot of people have started to kick the bucket a little earlier in life and having some sort of heart complications and everything else. And there's actually been proof from certain things where they've come out and say you do get reactions from those things that got put into you. So again, we were being accused of being murderers and we didn't follow the rules, and this is why these things are going on, this and that. The conspiracies are crazy. You're a crazy person, blah, blah, blah. Where's my apology? Pizzagate's not real. None of this stuff happened. They weren't doing that to kids. All that stuff's just lies. It's just oh, look, this stuff was actually going on. Where's my apology?
Where's mine?
So again, I'm not saying that every conspiracy is true, but the ones that are true, you didn't believe it in the first place. And now that you're finding out that it probably was true, what does that mean for some of these other ones? And the people that you attacked and called a murderer, how do you feel now?
Don't care.
Again, yeah, that's the thing.
They
No
don't
one
care.
cares.
They don't know. They don't care. They just don't. Some people just don't know when to give up and say, I'm sorry for saying these things. Because I have yet to see it. I feel like, I'll be honest, I feel like the same people on my wall that were condemning people just continue to go on and can bitch about something else versus saying, I don't know what to think of them. Well, I guess when it comes down to it, they're deeply miserable people and they're deflecting and they just can't be happy. And they're just trying to bring their energy down with everyone else because, well, if I want to feel this way, you should too.
That's the thing. And that's what I was trying to get back to earlier is like the world is miserable because people create it that way for themselves.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to be a miserable person, go out of your way to try not to be a miserable person. But when you accept being a miserable person, you make everyone else around you a miserable person. They don't want to be around you. And all these people that post all these negative things and all these evil things and always fighting and arguing everything, does that make everyone want to be around them? They only want to be around people that agree with them. If you don't agree with someone anymore, you can't have a civil conversation and say, I disagree with that, because anymore it's a flame war. You can't have a disagreement in today's society. Because if you have a disagreement with someone, you're either a racist, a Nazi, a terrorist, conspiracy theory. Like there's always something. There's a name being called to you. You can't just be like, you know what? I don't jive that way, but you do you, buddy.
Shut up, bootlicker.
Yeah. Now that's the new hot thing is bootlicker.
They have to get back for the snowflake one.
Yeah. The snowflakes are under the boots right now. They got to lick the snowflakes off the boots.
With salt.
Yeah.
But you realize like,
liquor.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say everybody's like that, like a negative person that nobody wants to be around them. Well, some of them, they all stick together. It's almost like you got anti-conspiracy people against the red hat peoples, against whoever.
Did you just do something to the screen?
No, why?
My screen got really small and all the comments got really big and my mouse moved by itself.
Your mouse moved?
The little icon
Oh,
on the
no.
screen moved.
I thought you meant like physically. No, I didn't do shit.
No, my little arrow icon for the mouse moved. And now the comments are like a lot bigger and our screen got really small.
I wonder if because your room is cold, your computer's acting up.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Or
you
I'm
got hacked.
Yeah, that too. They're like, we're going to show you accountability.
I don't know who's got time to like listen to this one podcast out of a million.
Yeah. Out of all
they're all talking about the same thing anyway.
Out of all 8 million podcasts out there doing the same damn thing that we are, the 5 people that listen to us. Oh, we got an achievement today. We have 10 subscribers on Spotify. So thanks for everyone on Spotify and Apple. Apple, I think we got almost 10 subscribers on there too. So that's 20 subscribers that I know of.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All for talking shit.
Yeah. And not to mention everyone that watches us here on the good old boob tube. Appreciate that too. Everyone that joins us live and leaves comments and follows along with our stupidity. I want to take the time here to address this before we go any further. You and I are no experts. We are just a couple of dumbasses. Like, for anyone that can't see, Ed was shaking his head in agreement. Because if you're listening to the audio version, you didn't hear his brain rattling.
Facts.
So, you and I, we just talk. We're no experts. We don't do a whole lot of research into these things. We just see things that seem crazy to us and we talk about it. I'm not going to go spend a whole lot of time reading millions of files that I know my life has nothing to do with that and I can't fix it. I feel bad for everyone that has ever been abused or had something heinous done to them, but there's nothing that I can personally do about it. So I don't spend every waking hour diving through stuff like that. I know you don't either. You don't even watch mainstream media, which I don't either. And if you're listening to the show, I feel like you probably don't either because you kind of understand that it's more or less propaganda.
Yeah.
But don't ever take anything that Ed and I say as 100% gospel verified fact truth because, again, we might be sus ourselves because we don't know the whole story. We only know bits and pieces from what we've gathered. Our opinions don't necessarily mean it's true, but it just seems sus to us. And if you don't know what sus means, it's just suspicious. We're just two guys wondering why the world seems to be strange. And we point out some of the hypocrisies and the suspicious things that happen, and everyone else just kind of pushes it under the rug.
Yeah.
That's the concept of this show. We're not here to shatter any truths or break down all sorts of stuff and do 800 million page documentaries on certain conspiracies because there's plenty of shows that do that. And that's not what we're going to do because, to be 100% honest, neither one of us have the time to do that.
Yeah. I'm laughing because I hear a noise and I see a cat paw under the door. The cat wants to come in, but I'm not letting him in. Anyway, no, like, yeah, like a lot of, let me see. I mean, I told you about the whole fall cabal, like documentary and like how like she said a lot of this stuff on there, and that lady was probably deemed crazy, and now a couple of years ago she like offed herself.
So they claim.
Which is weird because it's like nobody paid attention to her. And there's so many, that video got banned everywhere. Like it's basically,
you can't find it anymore.
Well, I can. It's on BitChute, but like I have the link to it. But YouTube hated it. YouTube took it down several times, and she had addressed that, and she made others. And it's like, how could this? If this lady was crazy, why did she even bother going and making several episodes of this, long ones, and like just going into great detail? Like she was trying to do, I wouldn't say God's work, but it was like interesting how she literally devoted most of her life for this research to get people out. You know, because they had the Nickelodeon guy on there before that fucking Netflix picked it up and decided, hey, let's make a documentary of this. Like, we already saw this, man. You're little years late. But again, the normal people had to see that because I know a lot of people that watched her documentary, they freaked the fuck out because it's like, this is ridiculous and fucked up.
My mouse just moved again.
I think it's probably cold.
I do too, but I don't know. It's weird. So there's a couple things that have came out recently within the last week that I thought was interesting. The CEO from Chuck E. Cheese stepped down because he was in those files. Shocker. Never trusted that rat in the first place. And then I heard this today, and I can't think of the fellow's name, but I do know it's a year or life. It's something to do with the yearbooks for children's schools or whatever. Every school has a thing where they do life force or whatever it's called. I'd have to look, but it's owned by this guy, and they take like, even if your kids don't want school pictures, you don't get them, they still take a picture for the yearbook. So
that was real? That was real?
Yes.
I thought it was a meme.
No.
Oh.
The guy that owns that business that is connected to every single school that has photos of every single child that ever goes through school was buddies with Mr. friggin' Fed Island. So what do you think they were doing with those kids' pictures?
Well, you know, looking for.
I'm just saying, like,
looking for bait. Yeah.
That means they had access to every person out there that sent their kid to public school that ever got their photo taken. There was a database collected. And they do all this. They keep all this information, and he's buddies with Mr. Steen. So for every person out there that thinks this doesn't have anything to do with them, here's the truth of the matter. It could have had your children in there. It could have been your kid.
It could have been you when you were younger.
Yeah. So that's the truth of the matter that no one wants to accept, that we ignore the fact that this isn't happening to us. This isn't whatever. This could be real. It could have been you. It could have been your kid.
Yeah. I got to let this cat in. Keep talking.
I'm just getting to the point where it's like, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, society doesn't care until it affects them. And that's the problem, is no one cares because it doesn't affect them until it does affect them. And then when it does affect them, the other people don't care. So it's like, when do we actually accept the fact that, you know what, maybe we should stand up and not accept the bullshit? Hold people accountable for the stuff that they do. I want to know if my children's faces were planted out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I didn't know they were putting a database out there of collecting every friggin' kid's face for their stupid school book, yearbook crap things. That means, hell, if it was the same ones when I was in school 20-something years ago, maybe my ugly ass is out there too. Now I'm offended. Why didn't anyone try and take me?
Why didn't I end up on a milk carton? I must have been that fucking ugly.
Yeah, so...
You know, actually, I know I hate to joke about that, but I used to, like, joke about that when I was younger, why I'd never end up in the milk carton. Like, how come they ended up on it? And I mean, I was just an ugly kid, but that's kind of scary. Like, why did we need pictures of ourselves? Really?
But yeah.
Why do we need pictures of ourselves in school? I don't know.
Well, why was the owner of this company the buddies with a known predator who had been a known predator since 2006? But yet nothing happened to him. Isn't that weird?
Wait, so that's as long as he's known him.
Well, no, he was arrested in 2006.
Right, but how long did he own that company?
I don't know how. I don't, like I said, I would have to go and look it up, but I just found that out.
He probably inherited it then from, if they've been rotten their whole lives, then he probably got it from the previous person.
I will tell you the name of the company. There goes my screen again. So the company is owned by, let's see if I can bring up the name. So your photos are done by a company called, I just seen it. I just had a thing from them. My screen went completely gone again. Now it's got even like resized. So it's got to be something going on. It's Life Force something or other, but they do all the school life touch. now that I'm looking at the name, it's even worse. Life Touch is the name. Why you got to be a touch? So Life Touch yearbooks are responsible for all public schools photos and yearbooks and everything. So they take a documentation of every child that gets us a picture done. They get sent off all these photos from all the schools. They send them off so they can make the yearbooks. They keep a database every year of these kids as they grow up. And this guy is buddies with Epstein, or was.
I remember one year in high school, I didn't want to do it, so I had my friend put my glasses on and go as me. It never made the yearbook. And I never got my senior yearbook because I didn't care. So that probably pissed them off.
I want to go over here, bring my microphone this direction, and then I'm going to get on Google, and we're going to look up this guy's name from Life Touch.
Is this new, or is like I've heard a meme today? I didn't know if like this was real.
Yeah, it's supposed to be true. It isn't.
I mean, how long has this information been out? Is this new?
Since the release of these files.
Okay, I guess there's so many things. I thought I heard about it, but I wasn't sure. But nothing surprises me anymore, considering.
Yeah.
I mean, the recent thing was the guy from
photography company Life Touch addresses rumors around Epstein ties. And yeah, it says New Jersey parents panicking as Epstein files include tie to popular school photography company. So again, I don't know. Mainstream media has picked it up. So you take that for what you want. But if it's multiple sources of mainstream media are reporting the same thing, then there might be something behind it.
Sure.
But
I like how the mainstream media is cooperating with this, but normally they just like rattle both sides on shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
I'm not subscribing. That's what sucks with mainstream media. They want you to pay for reading their shit. Yeah. So apparently the guy, his name is Leon Black. For over 3 decades, he stepped down in 2021.
Such a made-up name.
Leon Black was buddies with Mr. Epstein. And they've been in charge of all the school's photos for all these years. So for anyone listening, and you have a child, and they were in a yearbook, chances are they were in a public, or not public, but in a thing to where it was being collected and looked at by creeps. How pissed off does that make you? I know you don't have children, but
no, but if I did,
it pisses me
like,
off.
well, no more pictures. We're just going to get them at home, and then you just hand them out to your friends if they care.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I hope for the listeners out there, because we're going to wrap this one up because I am freezing. It's almost been an hour. But if you have watched and you have followed along and you're listening, please help the podcast, share it around, because this is not being released under Tinfoil Tales anymore. This is strictly Seems Sus. It's its own pod. And we're just using the Tinfoil Tales YouTube because it has enough accounts on there that I can actually do live streams. If I made a new account, we couldn't do this. So if you want to watch live every Thursday, unless Ed decides to miss out, and then we won't happen to have one. But usually every Thursday night, 9 p.m., we are live Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. This will come out on Fridays, audio-wise. If you have questions or you have things you would like us to talk about, let us know. Here's the thing. I'm probably not going to spend 8 million days of research on it. Like I said, I looked up the black-eyed kid stuff, didn't find anything. So, what kind of weird stuff do you want to talk about, Ed?
Oh, man. I'm not sure. You put me on the spot there. I'm not really sure. I feel like I guess we could eventually talk about how, let's just say, how things are going in the current how the current healthcare is, which is terrible. Which makes me wonder, and then how they're trying to push, like, trying to eat better foods and everything. Like, what is going on that they're trying to ignore how normal things have been treated via pharmaceuticals, blah blah blah. And it's like, what?
I'm listening to what you're saying, but this made me think of something. So earlier tonight, Emily made chicken patty sandwiches. They're from Tyson, same brand. She used some out of one bag, had to open a different bag to make the other one. The first bag was okay. Like, I'm not a huge fan of them, but they're all right. The second tasted awful. They didn't even taste the same. Even my kids said they didn't taste the same. So it was the first bag, the original stuff, and now this other bag, the new one she just opened, is it the new stuff that they've put in it that where it's supposed to be healthier for you? Because remember, they had to stop using certain things, like certain chemicals and additives in some of the food. So I wonder if this chicken doesn't have the... Are we so used to the good tasting poison that all of a sudden now, the new stuff that we have to eat is supposed to be better for us tastes like crap?
The fake chickens that they like probably had to destroy because they weren't good. It could explain this chicken.
All right, I've already ate it for 40 something years. Give me my good tasting plastic chicken, my fake chickens. I want my rubber chicken, and let me eat it and just die happy. Don't give me the healthy stuff that tastes like ass, because I don't want to eat it.
But yeah, back onto that, it's like, what are they preparing us for that they want to like suddenly have us healthy? All of a sudden somebody cares, even though nobody really likes Mr.
Because you don't need to work
that guy
like me.
They don't like that guy, and because they think he sounds like a crazy nut when he seems to be genuinely caring about our stuff, even though he's related to, or he's with Mr. Orange.
I went and dug up dinosaur bones with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. So my thing is, like, are they going to come up with a conspiracy that maybe we have better cures and med beds and all this weird stuff I keep hearing about? That's why the whole like healthcare system is really shitty right now, and like certain places are being bought out by other places. And it's like, where did it get this bad? It could have been because they didn't dance enough during the 2020 outbreak of nurses and doctors dancing in the hallways. I pissed somebody off with that comment. Well, because I guess something about Indiana's CEOs in the healthcare, something about the CEOs of Indiana healthcare are losing money, and I said, well, why don't the nurses do a dance? He's like, the workers shouldn't be punished for this. I'm like, well, make the CEOs do the dances in the hallways then. Maybe that'll fix everything.
I have no idea. My whole screen just went completely full screen of just you and me. Like something strange is going on. It must be just too cold on this stuff.
Probably is. I mean, computers do act weird when they're in the cold.
Yeah.
Hot, they'll start overheating. But
so for anyone listening, I don't keep my studio heated anymore because my bill went up so ridiculous. Because that's another thing we need to talk about is how it's getting screwed on their utility bills.
Why all of a sudden now? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we've had winters.
Why now has the prices got so ridiculous? I thought Mr. Savior was supposed to be lowering my food prices and my energy prices, and it still went up. Where's my fucking free stuff? Where's my Doge money? Where's my
do you think
checks? Before where's all the stuff at? Where's my free stuff?
How is that? But do you think like that? I mean, the only people increasing the prices are the people that own those companies. They don't care. Yeah. They're not worried about, oh, yeah, he's just talking. We'll just raise the prices. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
the tariffs are supposed to be making it fun, or not fun, make it cheaper. I haven't seen my tariff check.
But that depends on, there's that, and there's just greedy CEOs that still don't care about, there's no repercussions for them. If I'm going to raise their gas, I'm going to do it. What's going to happen? Not a fucking thing. They're not going to get fined.
Big NIPSCO investigations going on right now.
Well, that's because people wanted that. People actually protested in that, which is, I hope we win that, but we may not.
I don't even have NIPSCO. I'm total electric, so I get screwed anywhere or the other.
The cat has joined us.
Yeah, the cat has joined us. I see his tail flopping. I didn't know if that was the cat or if you were just taking your pants off over there.
I'm taking my pants off. She's joined us tonight. She won't leave me alone. She kept like clawing under the door. She's like hearing me talking, so she wanted to join. So, yeah,
Well,
she's joined
according to
us.
this, it's now searching for network. So at this point, for everyone still watching, still listening, we're going to wrap this one up. I appreciate everyone that joined us tonight. Hello to Ed's kitty that decided to join us too.
Yeah.
And cat tail in your face. It's now showing you its butt.
She tried to talk. She tried talking the mic.
For everyone that's listening in the audio versions, you're missing out on the live stream. So you need to come and join us every Thursday night so you can witness Ed's cat's butt in your face.
Correct.
Yes. But on that note, we will check you out next week. Thanks to Ed. Thanks for listening. You guys are awesome. Remember, follow Seems Sus. Go look for the podcast. Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts at every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.
Later.